Good morning and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be heading over to Sagres in Portugal's southwest corner. This area was considered to be the edge of the known world in the Age of Discovery, so we're going to go and have a look at the town and some of the beaches and check out some of the surfing action if there's any going on today. So before we go exploring, our first stop is to get some breakfast, and I'm going to head to the Laundry Lounge Cafe in Sagres, which as it sounds is based within a laundry, but it's really cool and they've got some really nice vegan options. I ended up going for an espresso and an acai bowl, which came to around about €10. So welcome to Sagres. It's kind of a bit of a strange town as there's not really much of a defined centre, and you can kind of feel why it used to be called the end of the world, and especially when you kind of see the cliffs and the kind of expanse of ocean in a moment. Yeah, you can really get that sort of sense of being at the end of the world. So welcome to the stunning fort here in Sagres. It's super windy, so I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear much of this, but yeah. So I've got the fort behind me. I think it's built in the 15th century, and this is one of the places where people used to set off from to explore the New World. So there's not actually a huge amount to see here inside of the fort, but it is a really nice walk, and it's only €3.50 to get in, so it's totally worth it. So one of the things I really like inside of the fort is this area called La Poche du Mar, which in English is Voice of the Sea. And it's a sound chamber inside kind of a maze thing, and you walk around the maze and you get to a small chamber, and there's a grill which is essentially above a hole in the rock, and you can hear the waves breaking and the wind coming through, and that's really fun. And so behind me you've got a much bigger version of what was in the sound chamber, a giant hole. So these are all scattered all around the coast path, and you have to sometimes be a bit careful if you're walking along the cliffs. So behind me you've got the popular surfing beach of Tonel Beach, and we'll be heading down there in a moment and check out some of the surfing action. So this is Mareta Beach, which is just around the corner from Tonel Beach, which we've just been to. And one of the really cool things about Sagres is that you've got beaches pointing in pretty much every direction apart from north. So whilst as you saw at Tonel Beach there were big waves, it's really windy and a little bit chilly, just come around the corner and you've got Mareta Beach and some other beaches which are, you know, really calm. A little bit windy still down this end, but down the other end of the beach it's actually quite sheltered. And you know, you can swim here, you don't have to worry about surfers or anything like that. So yeah, perfect conditions. And yeah, all you have to do is just choose the beach you want to go to. So we're now just heading down to Belich Beach, which is one of my favourite beaches in the whole of the Algarve actually. It's a really great spot to swim and a nice surfing spot as well when the conditions are right, which they are today. The only problem is there's quite a lot of steps to get down. So I've just stopped off at Belice Fort. Unfortunately the actual fort itself isn't open, but you can walk down to the sea and there's some quite cool views. So there's a whole walkway that goes all the way down to the sea from the fort, which I presume was where they used to get boats in, perhaps supplies and stuff for the fort. But it's really cool and beautiful view from here. Path down here is a little bit on the slippy and uneven side, and if your knees aren't very good, which mine aren't feeling great today because of all the steps, you might want to avoid it, but it is beautiful once you get down here. So this is where the boats must have moored up for the fort. Not much point in going down any further unless you feel like going for a swim, which actually it's quite warm, so I wouldn't mind jumping in there. now the long climb back up and off to our last stop, which is the end of the known world, well, in the 14th century, 15th century anyway. So yeah, let's go take a look at Cape St Vincent. So welcome to Cape St Vincent, which is the most southwesterly point in continental Europe, and it used to be the end of the known world for Europeans up until about the 15th century. As you can imagine, being located on the very southwest of Portugal, it's a very popular place to watch the sunset from. You get incredible sunsets here, and you tend to get loads of people arriving at the lighthouse just as the sun's going down. So now it's time just to get some dinner before going home, and we're stopping off at Art Bianca in Sagres, which is a really nice pizza place. They've got a wood-fired oven and they mature the dough for 72 hours, and it's really good, and they have some fantastic vegan options as well.